bum. Bum 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 bum. Do we have audio? We do, but it is heavily being drowned out here. Turn down the desktop audio a little bit to let my microphone overpower it a little. And how does it sound now? Microphone overpowered a little. And how does it sound now? Better. I'll go with this for now. But for now, hello people of the internet. It is I, Dragon here, back with more Fate's Grand Order, where we'll be finishing off the Meihosu event, as well as doing a little bit of rolling because of what is on the banner today. Nothing really new in the update news for the Meihosu other than the voting results. Jolter cleaned house. No real surprise there. She is the waifu. Honestly, the results are fairly what I figured. I figured Arash would be relatively high. I had guessed Celeri would be second position, though. Completely honest. So, Celeri being in 4th place was a surprise. And by second, I mean 3rd position. Second after Shelter, of course. Realma I did kind of call as being last, so I was pretty much right, except for Tristan and Celeri's end results. Yeah, so that's the only thing really new there. And then we have the hunting quests currently going on. Bones was one day, then the ghouls, then the books. Right now it is gazers and soldiers, and then we have 2 more days of hunting quests, and then it's nice free time until next week, because it's not on here, but they did announce that there is going to be a Chaldea Broadcast Station stream next week, Tuesday, or Wednesday. Whatever the date the 2nd is, it's going to be Chaldea Broadcast Station, so we'll end up probably doing that then. Daily login stuff I haven't logged in today. Claim the real quick master missions from last week, because that's a good idea. And limited time, the consecutive login, because again, I can be very procrastinating and / lazy with claiming those. More login, login, and 200 prisms for voting in the Meihosu Most Foul. But with that out of the way, let's get on to the results here. Jolter was the winner, so we will play through her scenario. We'll still play through the others, I think. You know, still not going to voice just because I didn't voice from the beginning, so I'm not going to start voicing things now. And then we'll decide for ourselves if Jolter winning was the right decision. I did like how it proved that we were the antagonist in the end of it all, but, you know, I am interested in seeing how the others turned out. So let's begin. Section 14. Think I figured out who did this? Really? Are you sure? Then how did they make sure that only Gabriella's glass would be poisoned? That's just it. We shouldn't have assumed that Gabriella's glass was the only one that was poisoned. The truth is, they were all poisoned. She would have collapsed no matter which one she chose. If that's so, then why didn't any of the other guests fall ill? See, I wasn't clear enough. Sorry about that. What I mean is that the wine contained only trace amounts of poison. It wouldn't be nearly enough to make a healthy person sick by itself. But what if the same poison had been building up in that same someone's body day by day, and the trace amounts of the wine were enough to trigger symptoms? Interesting. I never considered that possibility. But if that is true, it would mean whoever is responsible for this would have had to be capable of poisoning Gabriella's food and drink every day. Exactly. And the only one who could do something like that is a servant here in the mansion. That's right, I'm looking at you. And it turns to face me. I wish it would have shown the character animation on the screen next. That would have been nice. As you know, you've been hanging around us for this whole time, making sure to watch everything we do. There's no telling what kind of sneaky shit you could have gotten up to if you felt like it. Hey, it does show us. Also shows the one outfit. Okay, very nice. And then Murasaki in bed. Come on, girl, aren't you ready to wake up? Did you honestly forget your real name? You know, I spent a lot of time thinking about what I was going to say when I finally saw you again. All I could come up with was trite shit like long time no see or how you been. So I eventually figured out, as long as you still remember me, that what I said wouldn't be important. But then it didn't even seem like you recognized me, and before I knew it, I was trashing you right to your face. I was sure I would at least get your attention and finally hear how you really felt. I never thought you'd collapse from being poisoned before I got the chance. And got the guy who's been doing this to you, so all you have to worry about now is getting better. I don't care if you want to start back where we left off, or if you never want to see me again, I just want to hear how you feel no matter how long it takes. Okay. Okay, that was an okay ending. I do like that that included us, you know. That was nice, I will admit, but I want to see how the other endings go as well, before I make any final judgment calls on which ending was the best ending. And we get the lore. That's the big thing. And we can do dailies, section 15. Before we do that, though, I got a lot of people I need to clear out from that friends and following. We want to go to material. I believe it is where it is under event quest log, my Hosu most foul. Oh, do we have to... Maybe we have to completely complete the event before it'll show us all the other script endings. So, 15 dailies. At the very least, it'll be a nice, easy replay through of each of the things. Ah, delicious H2O. Not really delicious, but, you know. This has been an amazing experience. Yeah, never figured filming a movie could be just as fun as fighting, though in a different sort of way. There you are. Great news. Murasaki's awake now. Ooh, can we find out what the actual plot was supposed to be? That'd be nice. Really. Come on, Senpai, let's go see her. I would like to know what the original plot idea was. Really would. Sorry for making you all worry about me. It's okay, accidents happen. Which is a true statement. Sure, next time you go taking medicine, read the damn instructions, will you? I don't give a shit how tired you are, you should know what it does. So, how's the production going right now? As a matter of fact, we managed to finish it ourselves while you were sleeping. My, you actually finished it? We did. Our editor at Chaldea is working furiously on the footage as we speak. But we do have the rough cut here if you'd like to see it. Yes, I would love to. You know, it would have been a nice little twist if Murasaki revealed that she intended to fall asleep during all this and wanted to see what we could come up with. That'd be a nice little twist. Not gonna lie. Oh my, I can't believe it. That bad? Oh no, not at all. I can't possibly thank you all enough for finishing the film while I was indisposed. All I've done this whole time is make trouble for the rest of you. Are you sure that's all you wish to say, Murasaki? If there's anything else, best to spit it out now. I'm afraid I don't know what you mean, Lord Shakespeare. Then permit me to elaborate in your stead, Miss Murasaki, since time is of the essence in this singularity. The original idea for this movie was to make it a variation on the Tale of Genji, am I correct? A variation? I'm not familiar with the Tale of Genji as well. I'm afraid I only know a little bit of that story myself, but now that you mention it, I can see the similarities. It's embarrassing to explain this now, but you're exactly right, Lord Holmes. I based Miguel and Gabriella's relationship on the one between Genji and Murasaki. Oh, it's her own. I wanted to try simulating what would happen if a young girl who was taken in by an older man and raised to be a lady of high society was suddenly set free to lead her own life. I also planned to include a large cast of varied characters, former Princess's attendant, a doctor and artistic genius, mysterious detectives, a faithful servant, and a mean-spirited singer. Mysterious detectives? Wait, was Tristan supposed to be a detective? And have them all take part in a series of melodramas that revolved around Gabriella. They'll make Antonia Awara Naihara and Elise Saishogun. Saishogun, huh? Yeah, there's something you want to say to me, playwright. How about you say it in my face? I'll even be nice and listen, seeing as they'll be the last words you ever freaking speak. And my house itself must be based on Biodin's Phoenix Hall, but I suppose that hardly matters now. Gabriella and Salazar would then grow close, only for her to realize he's actually her brother, Daiso, who lost his memory during the war, so they don't end up together. Wow! They called that! Nice! So she threw in elements of General Kuro and Ifune, too, and knew she was greedier than she looked. Hey, how about that? Guess my idea isn't so off from yours, after all. I was actually originally planning to have Lord Izo play Salazar as well. Huh. Wow, they were damn right. Yeah, you made the right call, swapping him out for Bartholomew. So who are you planning on having Gabriella end up with anyway? I at least gotta know that, or it's gonna bug the shit out of me. I'm so sorry to disappoint you, but, well, Gabriella doesn't end up with anyone. Miguel and Gabriella only appeared to be married, and truth, Gabriella was Miguel's adopted daughter. Then why bother making their relationship so goddamn complicated? Because men approach an adoptive daughter differently than they do a widow. I see, so he actually pretended to marry his adopted daughter out of concern for her well-being. It would take nerves of steel to try and woo the widow of the nation's founding president, after all. So the rest of the story involved the different male characters approaching Gabriella, each with different motives. For her part, she keeps trying to ascertain how much those men genuinely care for her, but at one point she realizes Miguel was the only one who loved her unconditionally. Ah, so that's why you gave Hokusai those instructions while she was painting our portrait. And if that's the sort of conclusion you had in mind, it makes perfect sense that you would want the portrait to make us seem like father and daughter instead of husband and wife. The story sounds like it would have made for a lovely movie. Maybe if we started now and really hurried, we could still film it? Sorry, no can do, Mash. More than half of your set is going to fall apart in about 3 hours. We have a little more time until the singularity disappears, but that's still not enough to shoot that many scenes. Honestly, the only one who still needs to be there for now is Soul. The rest of you can come back if you'd like. Da Vinci's editing the film as we speak. All that's left now is to play it once it's done and collect the magical energy. Doctor, what if we just reshot the ending? Would that be okay? If there's a better ending to be had, I know I'd like to see it. We all would. It's alright, Lady Mash. Please just forget about my plot. I'm overjoyed to know that you all worked together to finish the film even without me. I truly am. Back when I was alive, I never would have had the chance to collaborate with so many people like this. Now I'll finally get to see the fruits of such labor for myself. But Murasaki herself is saying she's fine with it. If you have any regrets, you can make up for them in another movie. We writers can't help but write, after all. In that sense, Murasaki is an unstoppable juggernaut. I'm sorry, I know I just said most of you could come back now, but on second thought, would you mind staying there a little longer? I want to take just a little more time getting the race shift ready. Don't worry, I won't be too long. There's a party hall on set, right? Why don't you hang out there and chat amongst yourselves? Why, Romani? Why does this have to be goodbye? Senpai, are you sure this is what we want to do? Mash. I'm very happy with the ending we chose to go with. I have no issue with that. But now that I know what sort of ending Murasaki had in mind all along, I can't help but feel dissatisfied. If it's at all possible, I'd really like to shoot an ending that Murasaki would be happy with. Though, of course, that would also mean giving up on the version everyone worked so hard to come up with. It feels like if we go with the ending Murasaki wants, it would invalidate everything we worked to accomplish. I don't want to think that all our efforts are wasted just because we didn't end the film correctly. I know this is a lot to ask since the film can only have one ending, but is there anything we can do that would make everyone happy? Is that some sort of meta-commentary? Is that some sort of meta-commentary? The ending Murasaki wants would invalidate everything we worked to accomplish. Okay. Okay, so let's try and think. Think of this in a meta manner. So, it was all originally Murasaki's idea, but then we ran with it and made our own ending. We carved our own destiny, not what was intended. So, is it bad if we... I don't know, there's some sort of meta-commentary there. I can feel the meta-commentary there. I just don't know how. Well, now this is a surprise. There's something secret you wish to discuss with me, Doctor. There sure is, General Cortez. I suppose it would be best described as a get-rich-quick scheme. We've already collected the Singularity's magical energy, but I feel like we can do better. See, the movie's just about done, but that Singularity's obviously still there. So I figured there must still be some little something left for us to acquire. The Singularity was born from a movie director's lingering regrets, so it only stands to reason that we wouldn't truly be satisfied with anything less than a Best Picture award, right? Indeed, I can't see your face well over the transmission, but you seem to be quite the villain yourself. So what exactly did you have in mind for me, Doctor? You are the one of the models of that portrait, so I know you would know how this movie was supposed to go from the beginning. So I wanted to run this suggestion, this idea I had past you. Would you be willing to hear me out? But I suppose me trying to give you an evil scheme is like teaching a fish to swim, isn't it? I suppose everything that's happened in this story thus far would be the mystery act. And much as I loathe to agree with anything that detective says, you can't have a mystery story without someone suspecting something is amiss. As such, I had resolved to hold my tongue until the rest of you began to suspect, but it seems I need not hold it any longer. There is but one puzzle left to resolve in this story. How can we go about allaying Mash's concerns? No matter how many ideas one may have, a story can only have one conclusion. There is no getting around that. But what if there were a way to integrate both Murasaki's wishes and everyone's hard work without diminishing either? Naturally, as the good doctor said, we may not be able to reshoot any vital scenes. But that doesn't mean our hands are completely tied. Of course, you will have to wait long for the announcement to start, and I can see what you mean, but you may just find it interesting to try and come up with the answer yourself. I'm confuzzled. Return of the Murder at the Mayhouse. Good lord, how many sections does this have? I thought it was done. So, Romani wants things to be the best ending. He wants to make Mash happy. Pardon me, Masha Master. But I have a proposal that may just put your concerns to rest. Really, you have an idea? Yes, but I can't take all the credit for it. This one was more of a collaborative effort. I won't say it's for the best of all worlds, but I do think it will let us avoid the worst possible scenario. All you need to do is make me the lead actor. Oh? I'm sure Holmes would be none too pleased about this, so let me be perfectly upfront. What I propose is not born from a desire to play the lead, nor am I proposing it as an attempt to improve my image. I merely believe that making me the lead actor will neatly resolve the problem currently eating away at you. Oh, so you're saying we should make Miguel Angel Cortez the main character? Naturally. Bad chance, asshole. We spent the whole movie building you up as an irredeemably evil prick. We don't have anywhere near the time we'd need reshoots to fix that. I disagree with that assertion, but fortunately it doesn't matter regardless. For you see, we already have all the footage we need. I like how Ozzy doesn't really have a shocked expression. Now forgive me, that isn't quite right. What I should say is that we have almost all the footage we need. What are you talking about, Professor? I have no idea where you're going with this. While we may be missing a few performers now, I still recall shooting some video along these lines. Yes, I remember that initial scene. Was that filmed? With nursery? I mean, maybe we were testing the camera out. See, just by inserting footage we shot of the documentary into certain key scenes, we can dramatically change how Miguel is perceived. This is amazing. Your idea is to use aspects from the outside of the movie is the same as mine, but this is only an entirely different scale. Then doesn't mean everything we shot until now is fair game. Yes, I suppose it does. For example, when Murasaki suddenly collapsed, you were all generally concerned for her well-being, no? Yes, of course. And then we can rework that footage into a scene that has you all concerned for Gabriella. So we'll be looking for usable bits and pieces of footage whenever we can find them, huh? It won't be easy, but if we can pull it off, it ought to be well worth it. I see, that's definitely a good idea. Alright, you have permission to shoot any additional scenes you need. But remember, once time is up, you all need to come back immediately. It isn't much, but try to do the best you can with what time you have left. Understood, Dr. Omen. We'll take advantage of every second we have. Right, Murasaki? This thread of spider silk has given me a ray of hope. If it's alright with you, I promise I won't let this chance go to waste. Okay, so if we're going to use Moriarty's idea, we'll need to have Gabriella become a despondent with life, only to finally realize how much her adoptive father truly loved her, right? Right. Got it, so Gabriella takes the poison because she feels like she has nothing left to live for, and everyone else goes nuts trying to help her, huh? Of course, I still end up losing my life in the process, but I suppose we have no choice to make it fit somehow. You got it. Hey, we made it this far by flying by the seat of our pants. What's one more go before we pack it in? Though it may still differ from the original plot in certain ways, this should ensure the movie remains Miguel and Gabriella's story. Well, of course, since Gabriella has such little screen time, it would inevitably end up being more of Miguel's movie. But I hope you can overlook that on account of how devastatingly dapper I am. Moriarty is quite dapper. Yeah, I keep telling yourself that. I see, so this was your goal all along. By unveiling your idea when all the other options had been exhausted, you gained the lead role with minimum of effort. Good grief, you never change, do you, Professor? Must you always insist on painting me in the worst possible light? For your information, it was purely by chance that I realized my conduct thus far could be used in the movie. Besides, you know very well that I'm not a man to be given operating out in the open like this. Well, I suppose it's not every day a would-be artist who gets the chance to help others so directly. Very well then, as they say in the entertainment business, break a leg. My thanks, I just hope I can avoid breaking my back while I'm at it. Now then, shall we, Master? We shall. Okay. So Murasaki's original plot, then. It's not a bad middle ending. Middle ending. Middle ending. What about the start ending or end ending? You know? Unless it means like a middle ground between everything, I suppose. So has she... Her life's not in any danger, but I have no idea when she might wake up. We're the one who prepared our drinks. So we'll just keep going through all of this. Met more of the ballroom. Say she was poisoned herself of her own accord. Why would she do such a thing? That's weird. She's been running the whole show up until now. I don't see any reason why she'd want to ruin it herself. I don't know what she took or why, but if nothing else, I think this absolves Salazar. Maybe she just lost all hope and figured there was nothing left for her. If you're correct, then there is nothing we can do. As long as she feels that way, she'll likely just try again after she wakes up. Well, what if we dealt with whatever's causing her despair? Of course, we need to discover what it is first. In order to do that, we would need to find out exactly why she lost hope and why she wanted to end it all. I think I might know. Oh. Her whole life was bought and sold when she was just a little girl. Even if she does get to inherit the old geezer's legacy now that she's dead, there's no way it could fill the hole of an experience like that must have left in her heart. I probably would have chosen death if I were in her place too. Then it's settled. I'll search the mansion and see if I can find any clues. I'll be happy to check the storehouse myself. No, we shall go together. No, we should go together, just to be safe. No one should go anywhere alone. I see, alright, if you insist. Don't misunderstand, this isn't because I suspect you. It's simply better for the both of us to have a witness present. True, if we go together and anything happens to one of us, the other will come under suspicion. Apologize for my rudeness. Alright, let's be on our way. Be careful out there, you two. There's no telling what you might run into. That doesn't fit in picture perfect, but... Something just happened to him? I know all too well how you feel. Just to be safe, let's lock this room and go check them ourselves. And we find them both dead. Vargas, this can't be happening. They're both dead. It looks like they killed each other. Which one of them attacked first? Vargas would never ambush anyone. It looks like you're right. Vargas bled out from a wound on his back. Salazar must have hit him from behind. Probably went to kill Vargas with one strike and hide the body somewhere. But he obviously failed, leaving Vargas with just enough strength to strike back. Though we could have taken Vargas down in a fair fight, not even if it was 3 against 1. Salazar must have already known that after the explosion, he wouldn't be able to talk his way out. Looks like they knocked over a bottle of volatile chemicals during their fight. That was almost certainly because of the explosion we heard. Salazar must have already known he couldn't talk his way out of it. We could have interrogated them and gotten to the bottom of this a little faster if just one of them had survived. What's wrong, detective? You haven't said a word. Mr. Pelican, assistant of the sleeper. Always, yep. It's true when I speak. Yep. Hypnosis and Thanos. That was a nice little line from Tristan. Stop bragging, telling us what you figured out. I can't know when the culprit is listening. Oh, then you're saying one of us is the culprit. I will leave that to your imagination. For now, all I can say is this. There is no case so inscrutable that I, Isidoro Poligioli, could not solve it. You may sit back and rest assured that I have matters well in hand. Hey, J6! Welcome to the stream. Happy things, happy things. Ooh, I just popped my neck. Where is everyone? It's been over 2 hours since they left. Either they ran into some sort of trouble, or they found something promising. All we can do now is hope it's the latter. Still, given that they're working together, they should be okay as long as nothing too dire befalls them. Salazar worked for Miguel, right, Uncle? But now that Miguel is dead, what kind of hold could he still have on Salazar that would make him willing to risk his life? True, if Miguel was controlling Salazar with fear, then there would be no need for Salazar being afraid. And it's not like he had any family for Miguel to threaten, since he didn't even know who he was before. Do you think you could risk your life for someone who's already dead, at least? No way. I can't even imagine risking my life for someone who's still alive. Indeed, that is how most people seem to feel. I'm certainly no exception. And perhaps Salazar's willingness to do so is proof of more of genuine loyalty. And... oh, that's... clever, using his goodbye speech. Very, very clever. flies in the face of the theory we've been working on this far, but perhaps Miguel was actually a kind and virtuous man, the kind who inspired loyalty and love, not fear. Of course, now that Salazar is gone, we have no way of knowing for sure. And then the rest show up. About time you guys got back. Wait, where's Garcia? Garcia ran off on his own. He was going on about something he had to go check. We have no idea where he could be right now. That said, every other survivor is here in this room. Assuming there is no one else hiding out there, I expect he should be fine. What's more, we learned a few very interesting things. First off, we found documentation that shows Gabriella is Daiso's younger sister. You don't say. Of course, I expected that was the case on its own, so it wasn't any great surprise. But what if it turned out that Miguel was actually trying to improve not his own life, but everyone else's? Would that be surprising? The hell are you talking about? Miguel was the living embodiment of vision and greed. We found a report on the state of Nadai and Nadaz prior to the revolution. It painted a bleak picture of Nadai and Nadaz's future prospects, that is to say it had none at all. What? That can't be right. There is no question that the first president only aided the revolution because he knew the cost of failing to do so would be the nation itself. Then what? You're saying Miguel's coup turned out to be the right move in the end? Sure looks that way, so now I have to re-examine everything I thought to be true, and determine if Miguel Cortez was really the evil man I thought him to be. Well, General Time, can I convince you to surrender peacefully? You are at our age, you surely wish to avoid needless injury just as much as I do. And we saw this, so I'm not going to read it again. Understanding with the rebels, government representative. He's being called contemptible, as poor Moriarty often is. Everything in this so abruptly, and here I thought you would give up on this before I did. Seems I was less patient than I thought. I'm happy to have any manner my lord wishes, no matter how difficult the task may be. Say, I almost envy your steadfastness. Pretty sure that was new lines. General Tom was loyal to a fault. If he truly wanted what was best for Nadai and Nadai, he should have been the one to initiate the coup. So what, you're saying that Geezer only betrayed the royal family because Nadai and Nadai was on the brink? The royal family at the time was indeed rotten to the core. I can attest to that myself. Even if Miguel hadn't betrayed them, they would certainly have fallen to ruin if they'd left to their own devices. I'm not trying to carry water from, but the Revolutionary Army really was an army in name only. If General Tom had succeeded in flanking them that night, we would have lost for sure. After that, I have no doubt the ones who survived would have turned to guerrilla warfare. And that would have led to the country being bogged down in interminable civil war, which would have only impoverished and dying it up further. If that had happened, I'd probably never have been able to become a singer. It's difficult to believe, but the logic is sound. So if Miguel foresaw this when he took over the nation, then that would make him a hero, would it not? If that was the only way he could do something good for the world. I also came across something of personal interest to me. What is it? The record of Daiso's death. He died that night just as I always suspected. He and General Tan ended up killing each other. Sort of. According to her report, what happened was... So you're the only mentioning as all you have. Trying to pull a fast one. Good grief. Oh, and we show their fight! Nice. Very nice. Very, very nice. It shows us... We show the fight that we had between them. Oh. And the cut that didn't actually kill. Well, then I must say for a moment I wasn't sure how things would play out. My ear's bleeding. I'm so sorry we forced this thankless role upon you. No need for apologies. We cannot say for sure whose role is thankless after all, until all is said and done. Now that my time here is over, I wish you well with what is yet to come in this endeavor. So we probably had to call him back, maybe. Can't excuse what General Tan did, but I can understand why he did it. Daiso would have never been able to adjust to this new, more peaceful world. I think General Tan felt responsibility to make sure Daiso would never cause any further trouble. As for Miguel, he knew Daiso would be leaving behind his little sister. Now, where was I when I first met him again? Oh, yes, it was the town library. I was waiting there to meet my brother. Oh! That's freaking clever. I'll just wait here until he comes back. I'm sorry, my girl, but if you waste your time, you'll feel better if you resign yourself to never see him again. Really? Then what should I do? Well, I would hate to see a child cry. Alright, I'll tell you what. I'll give you anything else your heart desires instead. Oh, that's freaking clever. Holy cow, I like that. That's awesome. That's right, he was always so kind right from the beginning. He didn't breathe a word about my brother's death. He just brought me all sorts of things to help cheer me up since I was alone. Nursery gets a role in the movie, that's sweet. He felt responsible for Daiso's death as well, that's why he took Gabriella in. Of course, those of us looking in from the outside, it just seemed like he did that to satisfy his own desires. If nothing else, he was a master of hiding how he really felt. Well, I don't like it. From where I say, she'd just up and disappear on me out of nowhere. But at least I know she was treated well now. That's a huge relief. On, they're keeping a bit of jolters. Thinking there, hey, check this out. A letter? Where'd you get this? I've been doing my best to figure out why Salazar attacked Vargas like that. And I think it's probably because there was something important in there. Vargas just happened to go near it, and Salazar must have thought he was trying to steal it. So if that's what happened, I thought I'd be able to find whatever it was near where they fought. And I did. There was a small safe hidden around there. Luckily, it was easy enough to break the lock. So that's where this letter came from. Does this mean Salazar threw his life away for nothing? The thing is, the letter's from Miguel, and it's addressed to Gabriella. Then, does it mean it holds Gabriella's secrets? Gabriella should be the one to read this, but since she's currently indisposed and this is an emergency... My beloved daughter Gabriella, by the time you read this, I'm afraid I will no longer be with you. I have instructed Salazar to give you this letter when the time is right. Perhaps you'll read this 3 years from now, 10 years from now, or maybe you never will. But that's alright. Writing this letter is something of a selfish exercise, in truth. More than anything in the world, I loathe hypocrisy. Playing up one's own goodness despite having accomplished nothing of value, that is the very height of self-indulgence. In that sense, my good deeds to date have been purely practical. I believe in doing the good deeds you wish to do, regardless of whether others understand your reasons or what they may whisper when your back is turned. Some good deeds cannot be accomplished with clean hands, and I have never been one to hesitate to roll up my sleeves. But I'm afraid my bad deeds have caught up to me. I cannot long continue as I am now. My enemies are now so numerous I can no longer keep track, and it would come as no great shock were I to be assassinated sooner or later. Even the police are constantly looking for an excuse to throw me in jail. Of course, I'm delighted to see them so eager for justice, even if I'm the one who ensured this country would drive them to do so at my expense. Above all, I'm concerned that the dirtier my hands get, the harder it becomes to hear my conscience. I have never told anyone else this before, but in truth, I'm a much more innocent man than I pretend. More innocent man than he pretends. That's why I'm going to end my own life before I can become a genuine monster. Salazar will be able to handle the rest, and if any further problems should arise, the closer should take care of them. Now here's the important part. A few days after my funeral, evidence of wrongdoings committed by a certain high-ranking government officials should be delivered around the country. Far too much for them to cover it all up. No doubt these revelations will create something of a crisis, but this thing should settle down soon enough. Until they do, I'd like you to lay low at the Meihosu. Finally, I need to tell you about my legacy. Given that I used it primarily to level the forthcoming changes on my opponents, most of it will cease to be useful for blackmail after I'm gone. However, some of it will still retain its usefulness. As such, I hope you'll think of something you'd like to use my legacy for yourself. In the meantime, I've invited a number of good people to stay by your side. If you happen to find love with one of them, wonderful. If you find friendship with them, that would be wonderful too. Whatever happens, I am filled with hope and love for you and your future. Aww. That'd be a nice letter. Your loving father, Miguel Angel Cortez. Now I see, so you two were the closers. Now that I've been presented with incontrovertible evidence, it seems I have no choice but to come clean. Indeed, our job was not to uncover the truth, but to see that the trouble was handled quickly and quietly. We do still need to figure out a good way to explain Vargas and Salazar's death. But since Gabriella survived, that shouldn't be too hard. Perhaps we'll call this case a Meihosu most foul. That's a much easier job than we were hired for. Adriana, what did I say about silence about being golden? God, can you believe these idiots? A couple of them even die for no goddamn reason. Well, that doesn't mean you have to be a party to their idiocy, Gabriella. So come on, wake up already, please. Oh, Shelter, sing, please. Gabriella. This might be a lot to take in after just waking up, but the truth is, it's alright, I heard everything. Thank you for worrying about me, Lizzie. You could have just called me that from the start and saved us both a lot of time. As usual, you're far card from being a proper lady, at least, but right now I'm glad for that foul mouth of yours. Well, you're free to do whatever you like now, Gabriella. Have you decided what you're going to do now that the world is your oyster? I'm sad to hear that Vargas and Salazar had a fatal misunderstanding, but I look forward to getting to know all of you better, as the friends my father so kindly chose. That sounds like a great plan to me. I think Daiso would have been happy to hear that too. I'm sorry to be a downer, but have you all forgotten what the letter said? The scandal of the time bomb President Cortez planted is bound to go off soon. There's every possibility that some disgruntled dissidents could try to attack the Meihosu when all goes public. So I think I'll stay here a little longer to make sure Gabriella remains safe from any potential hoodlums. It's also part of the job Miguel entrusted to us. Well, I guess my hands are tied then. Vargas always hated being left alone, so I'd better stay here a little longer. I'm staying too. There's no telling who might come after someone as famous as me if I just gambled around without a care in the world, right, Uncle? I quite agree. I was just thinking I could use a change of environment for writing my next song. Then I think I'll stick around a little longer too. Aren't you married? Shouldn't you get back home soon? Well, my wife's much stronger than I am. She'll be fine in her own for a while. Or you is indeed probably much stronger than Roma. Than him. I thought I was all alone. But I see now that these people really do care about me. What's more, I finally realized that he always had my best intentions in mind. Thank you, Father. Aww. That's a nice little end shot there. I like that nice little end shot. I was worried what might happen to this country after all these government officials were arrested for corruption, but luckily I ended up just clearing the air. Thanks to that, it's a lot easier to do business now. My family used to have to pay through the nose to keep those guys off our backs. I'm glad they're in prison now. Things looked pretty dicey back when the royal family was deposed too, but Nadai and Nada's made of tough stuff. Well, you're really good, pal. Play us a song, will ya? Forget it. Compliments in a dive like this don't mean jack shit. What was that? Easy, man. Calm down. What are you talking about, pal? There's a salon in the huge mansion called the Meihosu somewhere in the country that's run by a beautiful proprietress. They say if you can prove yourself there, they'll invest in your career. And if you do really good, Jabba might even give you one of his songs. So it's my dream to become a good enough musician to be invited to the Meihosu someday. I'll just forget about it. There's no way that place really exists. You're better off working a real job like us. Bartender, another round. Now that sounds fascinating. Hey, Moriarty didn't actually kill himself. Clever. Hey, Mordred! Welcome, welcome, happy things, happy things. If one more people agreed with you, bartender. Tell me all about it. The next round's on me. Well, you got a deal, pal. Alright, so the Meihosu's home to a beautiful proprietress, singer, and... I like that twist ending. I very much like that twist that Miguel's still alive. Very, very choice. Finn. Alright, I believe that's a wrap. I'm with just a few minutes to go before the singularity disappears. Tell me, Doctor, what did you think of the Meihosu Most Foul? Are you satisfied with the final cut? Absolutely. This was the best thing I've watched in a good while. There might be a few plot holes here and there, but otherwise, I'd never believed you guys improvised the whole thing. Thanks for the great movie, General Cortez. All that's left now is to end this call. Then our deal will be over and Soul can take over to finish the job. Oh, what about Masha Murasaki? Don't you need to see if they're satisfied with the results as well? And don't you need to see if the rest of the cast are happy with their performance? I believe that was part of the reward you had in mind, no? You want to Magimari more? I mean, I still feel like this whole freaking event is some big meta commentary about the story of FGO, and there's more hints laid throughout. Like, totally, the director with lingering regrets, it's totally freaking Romani. It's gotta be Romani. He wanted to see MASH and the Master happy one last time. I don't know. There's something here. I can just feel it in the back of my head, but I can't pin it down. I don't need to ask him about that. It was perfectly clear from this side of the camera. That said, there's one thing still nagging at me. You know what I'm talking about, right, General Cortez? I do know the other servants, but I don't think I know anything at all about you. I can't help but think that it's a little odd and even unfair. Unfair, don't be ridiculous, after all. I know nothing about you either. We don't even know each other's names. See? There's some sort of meta commentary in all this. There's gotta be something. But so what? That very little conundrum might be quite inconsequential, but it's also quite wonderful. Besides, where other than the world of cinema can chance encounters like this occur? For a brief hour or two, characters that would usually never share the same space get to play off one another. Movies are nothing if not entertainment, so they are the perfect place for these sorts of fantastical crossovers. Yeah. That's a very romantic way to think about it. Romani! Look at his smiling face. Oh, it's gonna fade out with freaking smiling Romani. Oh, they knew what they were doing. They knew what they were doing, fading out on a smiling Romani. Good lord, I forgot how loud the Holy Grail appearing sound is. And with that, Meihosu Most Foul is complete. I will be going through the various other endings, however, it is the extra class banner over here. I've got tickets, and Sitana is on freaking right up. I don't know how deep I want to go on this, because I also want Celery NP5. Celery NP5 would be nice, since this is one of the few banners you can guarantee him on. But Sitana is such a temptation too. I'm gonna go through my tickets first. First my tickets, and then at least one 10 spin. At least one. Hey, look at that, Celery. What do you know? We got Celery! I never would have expected him to show up in this. Okay, you're not Death. That's King Hassan. Again, wait, no, that's not King Hassan. That's the opposite of King Hassan. Yeah, you're sorry, Celery, but you are not Death. Alright. At least one, so spend all your quartz. Saito and Da Vinci on her also on Da Vinci and her rerun. I mean, I know that Sitanai is going to be on that, but, like, there's literally only 2 5-star servants that could show up on this banner. The odds of getting a specific 5-star are never higher than this banner here to get Sitanai. Plus, you know, I would not say no to Gorgon or Lobo as well. I lack either of them. So. Yep, never higher. Exactly! A 50-50 odd of getting the select 5-star. Never have I ever seen odds so high on any servant. NP3. And we'll go 10. 70% actually after Da Vinci's 80? Really? Odd. I did not. What banner exactly are we talking here? More out of curiosity here, just so I can get it up. Also, we have NP5 Celery. Woo! I was gonna say the lag, but it just had to be, you know, CE. Interesting. I suppose that is fair. I suppose that is true. Fair, fair, fair. Well, now I need to do mental maths while this is rolling, so Let's see, we should have the next Gouda Gouda sometime next month, I want to say, will be the next Gouda Gouda. They're just pouring the Celeries on. I'm probably not going to roll on the Lost Belt banners, to be completely honest. There's nothing there that particularly interests me. Okay, so let's see here. We'll have Interlude Campaign. NP5 from a single 10 spin. Nice. I'll go another one just while I think. Because, I mean, also, the chances... Lobo and Gorgon, I think, are very hard to get servants as well, so... There is reason to keep going here a bit. So, Gouda Gouda Final Hanoji will likely be next month. And that has Mao Nobu. As long as I have at least 150, I should be good. To do 300 quartz on Mao Nobu. And then I can tap into future me quartz for Lambda. Yeah. I could do that. I know, my thought process is very strange. I guess I will have to resign myself to not rolling on the 2018 rerun for Jarcher, but Jarcher wasn't really ever too high priority for me, so it's not too big of a loss. How I keep it semi-logical. There. Plus, all the servants I want from this upcoming summer are all on one banner. The second summer banner, to be specific. Because I'm not too interested in Carmilla, Osaka, or Musashi. Okay. So that's fine. Good gracious. You give us the loading, and then you don't give me anything higher than a 3. Start serving. Okay. So, thought processes. Gouda 4. Spishtar. And is there any other banners outside of the Lambda banner that I'm going to need to be putting 300 quartz in this year? Not particularly seeing them. Maybe the Chad Orion. He might be coming out later this year. I can't remember if the Chad Orion is late this year or early next. Okay. Think I need more Celeries? Maybe. Maybe just a couple more, you know? Just a couple more. Okay. Part of me wants to roll Battle of New York, but I'm not gonna hold myself to it. Yeah, I'm not rolling for Lolly Vinci. Orion will be December. Okay, so then Nobu, Spishtar, and Orion for not Melt. Because Melt's an entirely different class. I'm willing to tap into many future Meat Quartz to get Melt, NP5. You know. So, minimum 900 for all of them. We'll have another 180 in just about a week's time. What's up, J6? What's up? Maybe. I thought we were gonna be doing the roll-off on the, Lambda banner, though. A roll-off, at the very least. Of some measure. True. That looked gold for a brief moment there. A very, very brief moment. The desire to see gold must just be getting to me. Nah, Mordred, you don't need to give me quartz. No need, no need. The offer is appreciated, though. The offer is definitely appreciated. Unless you're talking to J6, in which case, you know, that's up to him. But come on, show me something gold. Something, anything that is golden. For the role of a servant. You need to be specific there, otherwise... And that's not a ruler. I don't need a higher NP Jean. Even though, didn't she get a strengthening recently? In JP, I want to say. Maybe. Possibly. Possibly. Good lord, how many Celeries in a row can one person roll? And I know it's Celery because there's not any sort of pause in between the frickin' circles. Like, there's no hesitation. I'm not gonna get anybody. I'm not gonna get anybody but Celery, am I? It's all Celery all the time. No, okay, I got Jean. Well, you know, I asked for it. I really asked for it, didn't I? I was just asking for it at that point, you know? It's just asking for it at that point. Ugh. Okay, thinking thoughts are thinking thoughts. So... June... I need at least 300 by that. But... it's very likely they're gonna do the Lost Belt before then. Actually, is Mao Nobu on Anniversary Banner? That's a question. If Mao Nobu is on Anniversary Banner possibility, then it makes sense for them to do Anniversary after Gouda Gouda. If Mao Nobu's not, however, then... let's see. Nobu's in July, not June. See, the reason I'm questioning that is just because of the fact that JP's anniversary is sooner than NA's, or later than NA's, rather. So I'm trying to find that here. So their 4th anniversary campaign. The Lucky Bag summoning. Okay. So we will probably get Mao Nobu early because... because Mao Nobu is on the 4th anniversary summoning banner for JP. And there was a big freaking kerfuffle when that happened, when they did a summoning banner for one servant, or they did an exclusive summoning banner, and then a servant that was on there on JP wasn't on there for NA. So I feel like they will... June is going to be a packed month. Our anniversary is what day? The 20-something of June? When is our anniversary? I could check by going to my oldest servant, but I'm lazy at the moment. Okay, our anniversary is June 24th. So that means in the span of this next month, we have to have the next Lost Belt and the next Gouda Gouda pretty much right next to one another in order for Mao Nobu and Gajuna to appear on the 4th anniversary GSSR. It looks like it is a split banner for the GSSR. So let me get that back up here real quick. I'm going to do one more 10 spin. Just one, because as way as I figure it, I can use St. Quartz Fragments to account for this other theory. Okay, so 2019, August is when their anniversary is. So for their anniversary, the Lucky Bag Summoning Campaign was split into 2 groups. The 3 Knight classes, Ruler, Avenger, Moon Cancer, and Foreigner were in one group, whereas the 4 Cavalry classes and Alter Ego were in the other group. Each group had 25 confirmed servants, and you were to get one of the 25. I can post the link in the chat right quick. There you go. But yeah, that is why I feel like we have to be getting both Gouda Gouda and the Lost Belt before the end of June. So it's gonna be a packed month, June. It's gonna be a packed month. Another Soleri, back to back. Come on. Luck be a lady tonight. Nope. No luck. Sadness. Tears. I cry. Every time. Temptation's there. Oh, the temptation is there. Oh, okay. I need to think. How can I justify? I know how I can justify already. I already know how I can justify keep going. Oh, I can justify keep continuing to go easily enough. I still have $100 in Amazon gift cards I haven't used yet. I still have $100 Amazon gift cards I haven't used yet. Screw it! We're going till we're dirt poor. Or until we get Sutanai, whichever comes first. Hopefully Sutanai. Or Gorgon or Lobo. I'd be happy with those two either. I'm gonna do a tap quick, see if that does anything for my luck. Nope. No more Jean! No more goody-goody ruler Jean. Holy frickin' smokes! Saleri! Let somebody else come home! Last 10 spin. I'm kind of over this at this point. I'm honestly shocked. What are the odds that in 300 quartz I would get... You know what? Let's see how many... Let me see how many frickin' Celeries I got. First off, let's ascend Jean to NP3, I suppose. Let's count the Celeries, shall we? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. 51 Celeries. 51 Celeries in 300 quartz. Let's say 300 and... So that's 100 possibilities, right? Yeah, 106 possibilities. And we got... Good freaking lord. Oh, goodness gracious. Goodness gracious. Average would have been 42 of him. Very clearly, I went above the average. I have not even put him on the list, and you already want him powered up there. J6. You cruel, cruel mom. Okay. I could literally do one more 10 spin. But I'm demotivated now. I am now demotivated. We're gonna up this Celeri's NP, since he was the first. I will put +3 to Celeri as soon as I get him in to the rotation. And then burn some of these extra embers. And then burn the Celeries. Good gracious. You know what? No. Screw it. Celeri, you wanted to come home so bad. You're gonna eat yourself, man. I don't care. Celeri, I don't care. I'm going to feed you yourself. I am that annoyed with you. Where's the one I locked? It's like finding a needle in a freaking haystack. Oh, you son of a... That's... Okay, that's just mean. Servants can't engage in self-cannibalism. Alright, just burn, Soleri. Burn. You stopped me from getting a Gorgon. Or numerous other servants. Numerous as in, like, only a couple. But... Okay, really quickly, just pump these up a little bit so I can have some CE space, so it will actually let me do other things. And then we're gonna read the last bit of the... If you're serious, J6, I'm going to be so unbelievably annoyed at you, man. Like, I will seriously be ticked off. Okay, good. Because I was about to throw a slight fit, not gonna lie. If you got him, it got her in one ticket. I'm honestly not sure, Draconic. I'm honestly not sure. I did not get Sitanai, despite spending 300 quartz in the banner. The banner was mainly frickin' gosh, Soleri at this point. It was like, well, in 300 quartz, over 50 frickin' Soleris. It was ridiculous, man. Completely and utterly ridiculous. Yeah, I'm not sure who I'm gonna roll for, what banner I'm gonna roll for when the GSSR comes along. I haven't decided just yet. Well, I'm not pressing that multi-select. And where's that Hydra Dagger that I accidentally selected with multi-select? Probably closer to the bottom. Well, yeah, but the thing is when they're on raid up with other servant, like, even when it's a solo raid up, there's still the odds of another 5-star spooping. I just kind of figured, you know, a 50-50 shot would be pretty good. I didn't expect to not get but one frickin' 5-star, and it wasn't the one I wanted. Perhaps my logic was not sound, but I'm a little nuts, so... Yeah, I posted, here's the link to the GSSR again, for you, Draconic, so you can take a look at it. What I'm getting, by the way, is that June is going to be a packed month with both the next Gouda Gouda and the final, and the 4th Lost Belt, rolled into one razor-tight package. So yeah, the next 5-star GSSR is not going to be pretty. I didn't want Jean, though. Let's go through the other ending potentials here, because I need to decompress a little bit. Alright, where is all the other ends? I thought you could see the other endings. I could have swore that people were saying that you'd be able to see what the other endings were by going to the materials. I could have swore that people were saying you'd be able to see them. Is it... Wow. I mean... Ryu and Jakester tried too. You have to wait until after the event? Oh, that's lame. That is honestly kind of lame. And I mean, at the very least, with the next Lost Belt, we do know it is coming hard and fast. Considering next Wednesday or Tuesday is going to be another broadcast station stream, so yeah, we're going to be getting that soon. I'm just going to do these to fill up some air, because otherwise I'm kind of running low on things to do. Where's Aresh? She's higher up than this. You demand more Saint Quartz. Quite literally, the tank is empty, man. I can justify going on Amazon and spending my Amazon card for, like, I have over $100 in Amazon saved up just because I got it for Christmas and I expected to get figurines from Amazon, but it turns out you can get the Nendroids for much cheaper directly from the source than you can from Amazon, because there's a ridiculous markup on them. It says Sitanai, isn't it? It's not Amazon figurines. I was looking at the Nendroids and the Petitresses on there, but it is significantly cheaper on the actual shop than it is on Amazon, because there's like a huge freaking markup for Amazon for some odd reason. You know, it's ridiculous, but I guess they gotta make their money somehow. I need to check something here. Okay, so because a lot of stuff has been moved up for us, there was a pre-release campaign for the next Lost Spell, it looks like. Just 'cause I'm trying to figure out how they're going to squeeze all of this so tightly in before Anniversary, you know? So, they had an interlude campaign at the very beginning of June. Not even the very beginning. What did they end off May with? They ended off May with the hunting quests going to the 5th. So, it's possible. In fact, I'm going to check the FGO Reddit because that will give me an idea of it. I know, but the thing is they gotta fit in the Lost Belt and the Gouda Gouda event in one, so yeah, all I'm seeing right now is an announcement for the social media campaign, which is going to be dropping on the 12th. So 6/2 is when it is. And that is next week, Wednesday, I want to say. No, they literally have exactly a month until Anniversary. If what I looked up is correct. Anniversary for FGO NA is literally a month away. 30-ish days or whatever. At most, I can see them maybe doing the interlude campaign during Anniversary as well. But yeah, Gouda Gouda's gotta be moved up. So I mean, maybe they could run Gouda Gouda during the same time as Anniversary. Heck, they could be Mad Lads and announce the next Lost Belt and release it the very next day. In fact, I need to check that. So what did the pre-release campaign for the next Lost Belt have? The pre-release campaign was a 10 Saint Quartz reward. Oh. You're not wrong there, J6. You're not wrong. I could have swore I saw that it was June 24th was the anniversary for us. Maybe I misread. Very real possibility. So, there's an Arjuna and Rama banner with the Lost Belt pre-release campaign, as well as an Arjuna and Rama animation update, it looks like. Is it beginning of July? I very clearly need to learn my time sensibilities. Because I could have swore I read that it was the 24th of June was our anniversary. Hey, that's still a pretty good edit there, J6. That is still a pretty freaking good edit. Just looking through stuff. See if there's anything else I can figure out. Also, I know that this Blessed Stone statue does not appear on everyone. I'm wondering why it's appeared twice in a row here. Then I must have... I must have misread the date for our anniversary last year. I had to have. So the Freight Grand Order Wiki, English server, all events, 2020, July. Okay, yeah, I don't know what I saw. No! It says happy 3rd anniversary on the 24th. Okay. Alright, so that's what it was. So, well, that's right. They acknowledged our anniversary was on then, but they pushed the 3rd anniversary banner back a couple of weeks in 2020. 2019... 2019, they must have just delayed the start. You know what? I can definitively solve when FGO-NA started. I can definitively solve that question. I think. I'm pretty sure I'm a day 1 player. I could also just... 2017. June. I was right! June 26th! Ha ha ha! But now I'm concerned. Am I a day 1 player? June 25th! I was right! Ha ha ha! So June 25th is indeed our 4-year anniversary. They must... So, they will probably delay just so that they don't have to squeeze us dry. Okay. Good to know. Good to know I'm not as crazy as I thought I was. Also, looking back at 2017, I realized I must have played for literally less than a month before giving up on it because I didn't like the gameplay. Because Neurofest was literally... No! Okay, so I see what happened. I remember now. I tried rolling on for Gil, and I did not get Gil. Yeah, that was one of the big reasons. I tried rolling for Gil, I did not get Gil, and I quit probably weeks before Neurofest dropped. Oh, man. That little bit of time gap made me miss out on so freaking much. Wow. Just wow. But I came back in 2018, so, you know. I came back in the end. The very first Nerofest. I did not do the very first Nerofest. Because I missed it by weeks. Because I did not get Gilgamesh on his original summoning banner. I was a salty boy, very clearly. I was very clearly a salty boy. Also, I find it interesting that Prisma Cosmos was released all the way back then. One would think Prisma Cosmos would be a later one. Sure. Tell me what you did when you first started FGO. Uh-oh. Draconic, what kind of Excel code and calculations are you doing? You burned Siegfried after America. Sumanai, Sumanai. You know, I could do that as well. Let me see. So, doop. Hey, finally, we don't get Junk Jinako. Hey, same here. He's my starter 4-star as well. Alright, let's boost Aresh. So, Arthur, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 out of 25 would be new for me on the Knight class one. So, that's like almost literally 50%. In fact, 13 out of 25, I can do that math easily. That is a simple 52%. 52% odds of getting a certain I do not have on that one. On the cavalry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And 11 out of 24 on the other one. So I have better odds of getting somebody I don't have on the Cavalry class banner, but there's one less available servant on the Cavalry class banner for some odd reason. Yeah, for some odd reason, looking at this, I realize now that, while it says limited pool of 25 servants, there's only 24. Yeah, there's only 24 there. I do like that they put Melt in her own row, even though there's space next to Protea, you know. That was nice of them to give Melt her own row. You know. Okay. I'm agonizing now. I'm running calculations in my brain noodle. How much do I have on Amazon? I need to see. Sign in. Because if I've got enough, then... I think that's my Amazon password. No. There we go. What's my gift card balance? $100 gift card balance. I would never negate Melt. Like I said, there's a strange empty spot right next to King Protea. I don't know why there's an empty spot next to King Protea. Like, to the right of King Protea, there's just an empty slot there that Melt could have fit nicely in, but it's just blank. That's why I'm appreciative that they gave Melt her own row. You know? Oh yeah, I mean, you know, a four-person GSSR roll would be pretty cool, not gonna lie. Okay. You know what? No. I'm gonna claim it anyways. No, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm done. I've been burned enough. I'm not rolling anymore on. I do not need any more freaking Celeries. No more Celeries. No more Celeries. Yeah. We can work on it. Draconic, I believe you and I were going to be doing the roll-off for Maonobu, correct? No! I got over 50 of him! I don't need any more! No more Celeries. Or Draconic, were you and I going to be doing Space Ishtar? I cannot remember which one we had talked about. No, I'm not spending that much. Okay, so you and I were the Nobu, so Mama Nobu hopefully will come home for one of us, you know? So that'll probably be sometime next month, and then the GSSR. Okay. Second archive. The second archive is already pretty full, and in fact, I need to transfer some Lancer Embers there. The second archive is full of Lambda's future food. Lambda will be fed very well. I will feed my Leviathan properly. I will feed my Leviathan properly. But yeah, I mean, unfortunately I'm kind of out of stuff to really do here, so since I'm not going to be rolling any further, and since for some godforsaken reason they've locked away 92% for a repeat on the Night Banner. Good Lord, Draconic. How many of those Night Class sermons do you have? I probably will be going Night Class myself, though, but, you know, that's beside the point. But, gotta think. So, despite the fact that I could still technically roll, I'm not gonna roll anymore. Celery has literally burned me enough. So, I think I will be calling this stream here. So, I've been Soulrack Dragon. I hope that you've enjoyed this stream. If you have, leave me some feedback in whichever way you so see fit. If you want to check out more by me, be sure to drop me a like here on YouTube or a follow on Twitch so you can know when I go live. And outside of all that, I hope you all enjoyed. Have a fantastic evening, everybody. If you're rolling for Sitanai, Gorgon, or Lobo, take the luck that I very clearly did not have, and please give it back when you're done using it. Please.